Hi, everybody. My name is Ash, and this is Jared.
Hello, I'm Jared.
And we just went to the movies.
Yeah, tonight we saw the sequel to the
88.
Beetlejuice. It's called Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. Usual Suspects. Michael Keaton and...
Winona Ryder, Jenna Ortega, Catherine O'Hara.
Nice, yeah. Catherine O'Hara.
And others.
And etc. We're amazing. We're absolutely amazing. The usual plot, they have a trip into the underworld trying to revisit some dead folks like, humans will always want to do.
Yes, keep it vague. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's like a bunch of plots that are happening all at once. It's like 3 or 4 different plot lines.
Yeah.
There's like what's happening with the main character and his ex-wife.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening with Winona Ryder and her fiance.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening with Jenna Ortega and...
Existence.
Yeah, being a teenager is hard. And Catherine O'Hara dealing with the loss of her husband.
Yeah.
So many stories all at once. And they
all
intertwine. Like a tapestry.
Yeah. The awesome stuff about what made the last movie great is great here. A lot of visual gags on decomposition and yes, you're very dead, eyes popping out of heads, and first like morbidity sort of things that are really fun. Willem Dafoe makes a like little appearance here. It's really fun.
And Danny DeVito was in it.
Danny DeVito for like a second.
You spot him from like a mile away. You see like the back of his head, and you're just like,
I
know that waddle.
Damn tourists, and I'm just okay. All right now, goofball.
Tim Burton just couldn't help himself.
I swear I was waiting for a Helena Bonham Carter like cameo somewhere in there, and I would not be surprised if she was just in it, like walking a dog or something.
Yeah, man, she's like one of the corpses, just painted.
Yeah, she's like one of the cops. She's wearing a mustache. Like that is very Helena Bonham Carter. That honestly is probably where you can find her.
She seems like she likes a good disguise.
So, what did you love about it?
I have notes.
Oh shit, notes.
So
I'm excited.
I wrote what I like and what I dislike.
Let's start with the likes.
Okay. So I liked the callbacks and the servicing of the fans, because I was a fan of the original and I love to be serviced.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. I get it.
I thought the color scheme and the cinematography were really beautiful and like really fun to watch. We saw it in IMAX on like the really, really big screen, and I thought that's like the best way to see it. It was really neat. There were musical numbers, and they were all really fun and silly and just fun watch. Catherine O'Hara and Michael Keaton were like amazing. They were so fun in this one. I like how they dealt with the pervy guy that played the dad, Jeffrey Jones.
Yeah.
He's in jail right now for being
the guy that played the dad?
Yeah, man. That's
with the piranhas all over him?
No. The one that was in the original dad. He was killed off in this movie.
Oh, shit, that's right.
He got bitten in half, but never mind. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to tell you what. You just have to see it. But he's not in this one.
This whole time, I completely forgot that guy was alive. But yeah, no, he is. I thought they were like, oh yeah, he's dead as hell, so.
Yeah, no. In real life, he's alive, but he's in jail for the terrible things, his crimes.
Yeah.
Anyway, they dealt with that really well, I thought. There, you get more Beetlejuice backstory, which I thought was pretty fun. It was very sillily, comically done.
Sure.
It was fun to watch. And I really liked all the practical effects. Like lots of special effects in this. But it's more practical. There is some CGI, I think, but it's not very much.
Yeah, totally. So they kept to like the claymation sandworms.
They made it so visually stunning and just interesting.
Sure.
I thought. Okay, what did you like?
Yeah, I definitely liked claymation sandworms. Like when they started with it, they started with it, and I was like, "Oh, that's so fun!" And she was like, look, it's Saturn. It's like, man, that's so cool. Like, that's the only thing she saw. Like, what? It's so cool. Like, just the character that Jenna Ortega's playing is like so out of the box and notices like says like random stuff to start. I thought it was really cool. I loved some, like you were saying, the callbacks, like the practical eye things, the awooga. You think that's scary? Look at this, and from the back of the head is
you saw like bat wings and like
they rehashed that. It was really cool. Baby Beetlejuice, that was such a great bit.
I forgot about that.
Such a great bit, man. And that happened in the first like 35 minutes or something.
That was so fun.
It was fun
and creepy, deeply creepy. Like. The Beetlejuice snake from the first one freaked me out as a child.
Freaked me out so bad.
That baby's gonna freak some people out. They did a very good job.
Like, I don't want to show Banks that yet because, like...
Yeah, no, he'll have nightmares.
It's the snake post, man. It's crazy.
He had the same, like, super round, like, disarming eyes with, like, the tiny, tiny pupils.
Oh, terrifying.
Like, it had to have been a puppet, right? Like the baby Beetlejuice puppet?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no.
Oh, for sure.
They did a good job.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
The Army of Shrunken Head dudes, that was really fun. Bob was so cool.
I like at the very end how, like, they're all shown with their names.
Yeah.
And in loving memory of Bob.
Danny DeVito, that was, like, such a fun cameo. Like, where he just shows up for, like... It was literally like 2 minutes. It was perfect. Yeah, that's a lot of things that I like.
Great, awesome.
Things that I didn't like.
Okay.
I didn't like fucking Soul Train. There was like fucking like 20 black people in the entire movie, like. And they were all in the Soul Train part of the fucking that was wild to me.
Well,
like,
I mean, the music numbers, that was one of them.
Like it was Soul Train.
I get it. I get the gag.
They should have just been a train, and that would have been fine. Like, why the fuck?
Because it's outlandish and kooky, Jared.
I guess just a bare train would have been kind of boring, but I still can't help but think that it is exaggerated as shit, and I didn't like it at all.
So, okay. That kind of ties into what I, like, a observation that I made about it. Did you see the Beetlejuice cartoon in the 90s?
Oh, yes.
This felt more like that to me in a lot of places. Like, like in the show, like, just outlandish, kooky stuff would happen.
Sure.
Like... not Underworld. Where did they go? Just Afterlife?
Yeah, Afterlife, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, like, it kind of reminded me a lot of the cartoon.
Sure.
From, like, when you were a kid.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I could definitely see the Soul Train part being in the cartoon.
Exactly.
Fine.
I saw that and I was like, this doesn't fit with the old movie, but it does fit with something that I remember way back in there.
Yeah. Yeah, you enjoyed the musical numbers, and I did not. I felt like they were just like, fuck, this movie's like 7 minutes too short, man. We gotta like really get this number up. It's just like a little too short, and that's what they did. They used that to fit in like so many like spooky fucking things. Like the eyes and the head spin thing, they just like wanted to add that in there just because they hadn't done it yet.
Because it was for the fans. They were servicing.
Fine.
They were giving the people what they wanted.
You know what else?
What's that?
They called Beetlejuice a demon.
They did call him that a bunch of times.
He's not. He is a devil.
He is a ghoul.
He is in my experience of D&D, devils make contracts. They are lawful evil. They like, this is the law, you signed the thing.
Oh, now he's a bureaucrat too. He's like a bureaucrat in the afterlife. So like, that kind of makes sense.
He's a devil. He does the paperwork. Another thing I would have really liked them to, if there any backstory at all, right, that they would have done, I wish that they would have done some on him inflating his own head. At the end of Beetlejuice 1, he gets sprinkled and he gets tiny. I want more of that. Like, how did that? I don't, honestly, like the wife thing, I really hated that too.
Yeah, okay. And one of my dislikes,
Okay.
I have, it's really cartoonish. That's not like necessarily a dislike. It's just like an observation.
Sure.
Like, it kind of made it its own thing, in my opinion. I think they oversold it in advertising. I think
It's people have been waiting on it for forever.
It made all of our imaginations go wild, and I think it was never gonna be what everybody wanted it to be.
Sure.
Because the first one's so loved. It's such a fun movie.
Yeah.
That they wouldn't be able to fit everything in that all the fans were hoping for. So like I don't know, it was built up more in my head, I think.
Yeah.
And, it can't live up to my own imagination,
Yeah.
It was kind of all over the place with several storylines at one time. Yeah, the wife one I thought was like, it would have been cute as like she shows up in the beginning.
Wait, which wife?
The ex-wife, the one that's in parts.
Okay.
His first wife.
It's so goofy.
Yeah, like have her show up in the beginning and then like towards the end you'd be like, oh yeah, I remember you. But they just kept going back to her and I don't care about her at all.
No interest at all.
And Willem Dafoe, I don't care about. I like seeing Willem Dafoe and things.
Anything,
but
really.
I think Tim Burton got a call from him and he was like, I want to be in this. And then they like just wrote him in and gave him just like a storyline that doesn't go with anything really.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Like you could have done away with both of those storylines and the movie would have been better, I think. It would have been a little bit more cohesive.
I agree. I don't think that there was enough content there that they just didn't have. They explained so much in the first one. Why would they feel the need to re-explain? The movie should have been like 20 minutes shorter.
I think they could have added stuff. Like,
I think for the story that they told, it could have been 20 minutes shorter. But if they could have gone nuts with this, man.
Well, like at the end of the first one with the waiting room, they could have had his ticket finally called.
So fun, and it was that long after 35 years.
That would have been such a good gag. I think we all expected it though. I think that was kind of like
that easy, a little too easy. What
else?
Other stuff I didn't like. I think that was it. I think like the wife was just a vehicle to end the movie. That was all of it, to bail everyone out.
Yeah, and like fine. I think that's still like a great. I think she gave him a backstory, which was fun to watch. I liked her little scene in the beginning. They didn't have to continually go back to her. I didn't care about what she was up to when everybody else was like carrying on. But I still like the character. I just didn't think she needed as much screen time as she got. Like I think she at the very beginning, awesome. She comes in at the very end and saves the day, ruins the day.
Yeah.
She comes back in the very end and wraps everything up. Perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
Kind of like a running gag, sort of, but like not a gag. Like,
Instead, they end up like Scooby-Dooing, where she's in a hallway and they pass, and then she goes the opposite way, like later on.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Soul Train. What else you got?
Okay. I honestly didn't think we needed any of the dad's stories.
No,
like
none
the
of them.
original dad and like Jenna Ortega's dad. I mean, they didn't have to show him. I thought that it was really like cheesy with the little fishes. And then like they could have just said the original dad died in a plane crash. They had like a little claymation part about him dying and perfect. Done. But then they had like this headless version of him just wandering around talking through his aorta hole that kept sprouting out blood and what have you.
Yeah, no heart, but still kept.
Yeah, it can't pump up if there's no heart.
And talking with a tongue that doesn't exist.
You know what?
So goofy.
This movie is supposed to be bananas. So yeah, maybe he could talk through his aorta.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
I'm not a doctor. I didn't like that Lydia had the same hairstyle in this. I think after 35 years, she wouldn't be like gathering her bangs together in the middle and doing like the same messy.
You won't know that it's her though.
It's Winona Ryder. She's got
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
It's ridiculous that she has the same hairstyle. I agree.
It doesn't make any sense, man. Like that was like your goth phase, but I mean, even the goths grow up eventually.
eventually.
Oh, I think that was all my dislikes.
All right, so rate it.
Okay, sorry. I'll definitely give it. What do you rate it?
I'm giving it a 6. It was not good for me. It was only good because the first movie was great.
Okay.
That's the only defining characteristic that this movie had. Fucking musical numbers just throw me, man. Soul Train, get the fuck out of here.
He sang Bryan Adams in like towards the beginning with him just on a tombstone with the guitar. I thought, I don't know, man. That was pretty good. The whole audience giggled.
I definitely giggled. Some parts are very funny. But as a whole, the movie like takes into account the first one and builds on it in a manner that like isn't special.
Okay.
You know, it's like throwaway comedy as opposed to something that was timeless and important. I mean, and I might be fucking like sucking Beetlejuice dick here, okay, but like
I wouldn't recommend that.
that's probably gross. But like it was really fun and excellent and great and wild and weird. Those things I treasure in my art, right?
Well, I mean, that's the thing though, is like it's like what I was saying before. It's never going to be like what you wanted.
Yeah.
You've enjoyed the first movie for 35 years? At least 30 years you've enjoyed this movie. Like, there's no way they could have made a sequel that was going to live up to everybody's expectations.
That's true. That's true.
And for that, I give it a 9.
A 9? Is nothing sacred to you?
It's going to dole out 9s.
What the fuck? Okay. Hey, listen. Your rate's your rate.
I really liked Michael Keaton. I really like Catherine O'Hara in this. Jenna Ortega was cool. I like that they didn't make her a carbon copy of Lydia. Like,
I like that too.
Like, she's already got like a goth little girl presence, and they didn't beat the horse with her with that. They just
Winona Ryder can't act. I stand by it. She's terrible. Do Stranger Things and then go away. She's awful.
I don't know. I think she's fun. I liked her.
She's awful. Anyway, great. What's next?
Wait, what did you rate it?
6.
Oh, right.
6. Got a 6.
No. Maybe an 8.5. An 8.2.
We're giving percentages now out of 100.
Why not? An 8.2 sounds 82%. Fair.
Okay, well, there you have it, folks.
Just because I didn't like, what's that guy's name? I don't like how they dealt with Jeffrey Jones. I could have just been like, he's dead. And it's done. You know?
Yeah, putting his likeness up in claymation doesn't seem right either, does it? That's a bad taste also.
I don't know.
They could have, you know what they should have had? Like his like arm or something. Like you didn't even see like the claymation version of this fucking perv's face, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know. Like, I don't know like the classiest way to handle that situation. Because like, there's no way he could have been in that movie in a million years. No, there's no way they could have recasted him because he's got like such a uniquely put together face.
He was in like a bunch of shit, right?
Yeah.
In a Home Alone, right? Home Alone?
No. You're thinking of
no, there was somebody
Joe Pesci.
No, god damn it. No, I wasn't. Son of a bitch.
With
anyway,
the gold tooth.
With and the thievery, you know, the robbing. Okay, great.
Does it look like a hot dog?
My name is Jared.
And I'm Ash.
And yeah, Flowers went to the movies again. And we'll see you in a couple of days. Sure, we'll see something.